It's a holiday from school, but not for Frank Polen, who is, among other things, the Director of Curriculum at Buckeye Career Center. So, Frank, welcome in. Sorry you don't have the day off like a lot of your colleagues, but you're too hard of a worker to take a day off.
Brad, you know what? As long as you have a passion and you enjoy what you do, hey, right? That's what we did. It's always enjoyable. And I'm here with you, Stray Cats. I'll just say I just wish I was 17, but I'm not 17 either, so...
And we're not sexy either, so we'll skip right through that one, too. So Buckeye Career Center, as I mentioned, we always have, we look at the calendar, and it is always full. And that's not a bad thing, but it certainly keeps the parts moving, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And, you know, when we talk about our mission statement to serve the community by empowering people of all ages to discover their passion and prepare for the future, that's how you do it. You do it by being present. Yeah. You do it by being active. You do it by being a servant, and that's what we hope we're looked at as.
Well, you're right in the middle of two things that you're calling your partnership summit. You had one session last, what was it, Wednesday or Thursday?
Yeah,
Wednesday, and another one this Wednesday. Yeah. How did it go, and what are we expecting this week? I mean, it's the same type thing.
Right. Yeah, it went really well. You know, Brad, we get often asked, you know, people see Facebook posts, hired one of our students, or they'll see a company that had come in and spoke. They're like, how do we do that? Mm-hmm. How do we get in front of your students? How do we hire your students? So I said, you know, as we sit through and we go through strategic plans and we go through Ohio Means Jobs and we go through Tuscarawas County Economic Development Corporation, there's the SHRM group, and I'm like, well, we just need to bring everyone, have the option for them to come and hear it from us. So we scheduled last Wednesday 3 different time sessions for hiring folks, company owners, HR personnel, and we'll do it again. As of date, we've had 35 companies register. There's been over 50 people sign up, and the feedback was really, really well received. It's just basically, hey, how can we say yes? Mm-hmm. You know, and how can we connect you with our students? And also, there's a lot of incentives for companies to hire students that are involved in career technical workforce transformation. And then we always say, hey, if you need a new skill, you want to upskill, or you got retirees that are getting ready to go, you need to, new skill, upskill, reskill. Yeah. We're the place for you, and just come and learn a lot about it.
So they can come in and learn about how the process is there, but they can also then, I don't know, have their own advertisement in front of the students.
Absolutely. You know, we talk to them all the time. No one knows what they do better than themselves. Yeah. You know, I can go to a class and say, hey, this group is hiring. You know, this company's hiring. But if that person comes in who's actually doing the hiring, knows the culture, knows the history, knows the wages, knows the benefits, knows the ins and outs, to me, that's what would excite me about working for a company. They're going to come and put a personal touch on me. We had 2 people, a group came in on Friday, then followed that up, and 2 kids have already applied for that company. You know, just those types of things. And newsflash, I guess there's a workforce shortage problem, right? So, we talk about where are all the opportunities. Well, we feel that we have a good share of those for our students.
Well, I would think so. So that's still coming up this week. Is there still room to register for
Absolutely,
this week? Okay.
Yeah. If they look on any of our social media websites, our website right at the top, there's a banner that register now, or they can simply call in and get added to the list. And we provide them with a packet of all kinds of information, all the way down to our customer service opportunities, Brad.
All right. And like we were talking, they don't have to make a presentation to students. They can just come in and kind of have a learning experience.
They can learn here and take it for whichever direction they'd like to go.
That's fantastic. Hey, you got a carnival coming up. It's a career carnival, but it's still fun.
Yeah. And we kind of restructured that. This is our 8th grade visits. So through that week, Monday through Friday, each of our partner schools, our 11 districts, will bring their 8th graders. And instead of it's just program specific, we do it pathway specific. So, for example, if we were going to do media arts, you're in media arts, we would bring people from the field of media arts to talk about all the different opportunities in there. It's not just, hey, you need to come to Buckeye, but it's also, here are the career paths in this one. So we'll do it in construction. So we'll bring in business industry leaders. They'll come and they'll be, in essence, the guest speakers in each of those pathways. They'll do a hands-on activity. We'll feed them lunch. Kim Fisher, our career connector, does a great job during the lunchtime doing different hands-on activities and competitions. Sometimes the teachers get involved in those. And it's a great way to learn about all the different career possibilities that are available. And then our training can certainly be part of that.
Well, yeah, and in any business, I mean, you walk in at Buckeye, your position's different than everybody else's. Same here. Not everybody's on the air.
Right.
Those are the ones you're aware of more, but you might make more money being in sales. So,
right. There's all kind, and we do it through all the pathways, and it's really neat. Plus, it brings in each day. So if you have 16 pathways, that's going to bring in at least 16 different people from the community each of those days talking to those schools.
Yeah, that sounds fantastic. All right, so you got to have some people to talk to. The eighth grade, you bust them in. Enrollment-wise, though, it sounds like you got off to a really fast start this year, but there are still some availabilities.
Well, certainly there are. We do have a couple of our labs that are right there. We have waiting list on our cosmetology. We're real close on a couple other labs. So if people have not yet applied, and this would be for sophomores or juniors that are going to be seniors and said they want to look at it maybe as a one-year lab. I met with a young man and his family just the other day that did not come as a junior, but says, I'd really like to come as a senior. Is that possible? And we go through all those opportunities. We have plenty of people to have that discussion. Brad, we kind of look at our numbers, and we know how many, for example, sophomores are available in all of our partner schools. There's only a certain amount. We know we've talked about it. School sizes are getting smaller. So as we look, originally we set a goal to say if we are building, we can hold 1,000 students. Well, if there's not that many students available, as enrollment shrinks, that number, so we go to a percentage. We think a good share of our percentage is 40% of the kids available. So that would be, in essence, about 512 sophomores applying. And I looked yesterday, 489 already have. Of the goal would be 40% would be 512. Certainly, we're open to more. Yeah. Some of our programs, like I say, are right up against they're just full. Which we can talk about that under a big spotlight of career tech. But there are a lot of other opportunities and labs still available. So if you've not yet and still have interest or have questions or need to come in for another look, please contact us.
Yeah, certainly. Let me lump two things together. Adult education, which is always something that, you can upgrade yourself, and an open house involving that.
Right.
So that's coming next month.
Yeah, that's coming up. It'll be before we come back on the air. That the spring, the adult education open house is March 14th, so that's just a couple weeks away. Believe it or not, we're getting late in February here, but it's always time. Our full-time programs are running. Our part-time programs are running. I can't speak enough about the adult diploma program where we've given over 20. I shouldn't say given. Students have earned over 25 high school diplomas, and we've got nearly 60 people enrolled in that. Just an incredible opportunity for someone that does not have a high school diploma. Any customized training that people may need, we're doing a lot of that. And it's time to enroll again for next year. So our partner schools, we do a full tuition scholarship for one student from each of our 11 schools. There's a lot of opportunity in terms of Pell Grant funding, short-term certificate funding. We have several scholarship opportunities that people, if they're thinking certain careers, they ought to really talk to us. Find out about what are the possibilities. I always say this, Brad, if you can use other people's money to make yours, that's a good sign. And there are tons of opportunities. And each of these full-time programs are done in 9 months and less. Yeah. So
you're not extending half your life away.
And that means another year quicker to earning. That means another year, and we don't usually think this way, but the longer I put off get into my career workforce, that's how many more years down the road I have to work before I can retire. Mm-hmm. So just look at all those opportunities. And, Brad, I'll jump right into right now, the spotlight is on career technical education like you would not believe. In the governor's budget, they're committed to career technical training. He's got $300 million in his budget because people are saying, and Lieutenant Governor Husted just said it again 2 days ago about the importance of skilled training. Yeah. And I truly believe this. I said this to our group the other day, that University Drive is the future of our area. We got the Career Center and we've got Kent State University right across the street. You can get to anywhere you want to go from either one of those places. And the spotlight on career technical education on Ohio Technical Centers, they are really, in essence, putting some funds and highlighting and really supporting like never before the importance of skilled trades.
Did we cover the spring advisory on March 10th and what that involves?
Yeah, March 10th. So every year we do 2 advisories. So this is each one of our programs. Every one of our high school programs, this is more of a high school. An adult has as well, but they do theirs separate just because their people also work full-time. Yeah. We do a supper in the fall and a breakfast in the spring. How do I stay relevant? How do I know what employers need? I'm the welding teacher. I have people from that industry giving me feedback, giving me the look fors, give me these are the equipments, what they're needed. That's our spring advisory. And if you have a company that is not on one of our advisories and would like to join it, please give us a call, because every one of our programs, 33 plus, every one of them have their own advisory council. Another opportunity to give back.
That's important. That is the lifeline from what is current to the instructor to the student.
Yeah, Brad. If I go into if I was a mechanic, maybe, and I've been here 10, 12 years. When I left the field as a mechanic, because our people had previous experience, our career technical teachers, maybe there's a new way of doing it. Maybe there's new technology. And how would I stay current from that? By you making sure I know about those things.
It's not maybe, it's for sure.
Yeah.
That's for sure. And we are going to be at your adult education open house, by the way.
Yes, that'll be great. We'll have tables, we'll have our instructors. We'll also have information about all our part-time possibilities and customized trainings. We have a table that, kind of answer any questions that people may have.
All right. Well, Frank, thanks for stopping in. I feel like we just pump you for information until you're almost dry.
I think we've got a lot in there, though, Brad. I mean, I'm not very smart, but I write it down. You know what I'm saying? And if you're around enough, you hear some things.
That's true. Preparation is always good.
There you go.
Well, Frank Polen, thank you so much from Buckeye Career Center. Our guest this morning on the 830 High Beam here on the BT Morning Show.